Hello, everyone, and welcome to Oracle Hour. I'm so happy to be here with you all. It's Wednesday night at 5 p.m. is our weekly date to talk about all things mystic and intuitive and healing. For those of you that are here for the first time, my name is Sabrina Rising. I'm an intuitive guide and a psychic medium, and I have been facilitating transformational work for many years. And the reason I do this Oracle Hour every week to be here with you all is because I love to guide. I love to answer questions. I love to give direction in terms of healing and facilitating transformation and personal growth and personal development. If you are on a healing journey and you feel blocked or stuck, or there's so many options in the world for us to choose from in terms of where do I start? Do I start with inner child work? Do I start with, energy work? Do I start with body work? Do I start with breath work? Like, there's so many different modalities to choose from. It can be very overwhelming, especially when we are suffering, to figure out the best course of action. So, as I mentioned before, I've been facilitating inner work for many years. And so I've seen most of the modalities, and I'm happy to answer all the questions about wherever you are in your journey, and help give you some direction in terms of how you can be more connected to yourself, to your power, and to creating a life that you love. And I often talk about this during Oracle Hour. I say it every week. Anybody can develop their own intuition. And everyone can, hi, I see people are joining us. It's awesome. Everybody can learn to develop their own intuition. In fact, it's your birthright to have access to your own inner voice. Okay, so throughout the conditioning process in early childhood, all of us come in as whole, perfect, and complete, and then we come in and we go through this conditioning phase. Our caregivers raise us; they impose their values, they impose their beliefs onto us. We inherit this belief system that may or may not resonate with us on a soul level. Most oftentimes, it doesn't, and so we learn to play. We start to play out these beliefs, always in contradiction to what we actually want or feel on a soul level. And so developing our intuition is not about developing a skill you don't have. It's about peeling away the layers of the conditioning that's actually blocking your own access to your intuitive gifts. And this is the work we do here. This is the work I've done for years, and I've facilitated for clients, both in group programs and in one-on-one containers. And it's so important, that everybody learns how to tune in, how to develop their own intuition. It's a lot simpler than you think. It's about learning to trust your body and opening yourself up to inner stillness, the possibility of inner stillness, and creating a belief system around, receiving guidance and trusting that guidance. You start with little things that, that don't require much risk. We start with developing our intuition around, small, it can be a small question or a small thing that's where there's not a lot at stake. And I was just talking to a client about this earlier today, about developing her intuition. And the suggestion I made to her was, start with some muscle testing, start with some little things, yes, no questions, and ask small questions that, it's not a big risk if you get it wrong. Right. And this is how we develop our intuitive muscle. If we start doing this and we start creating this practice for ourselves, and then slowly this muscle becomes stronger and our inner voice becomes stronger, and then we can start to lean into it for the bigger questions, for the bigger life choices that we need to make. And in my humble opinion, the only way to a truly fulfilled life is a life that is directed by our intuition. Because the mind is a wonderful tool, but it's not a good guide. It's not a reliable guide, because all it really does is try to keep us safe. That is the function of the mind. So I'm really passionate about using my intuition to lead my own life and to guide others. And so my goal tonight is to, obviously to tune in for you and to answer questions for you. I know that some of you have questions about your path, about your journey, about connecting with your loved ones and your spirit guides and messages from the spirit realm. I'm happy to be a channel on your behalf. And I'm also thrilled to teach you how to connect to your own intuition so that you can develop this practice on your own and learn to be the master of your own life. Okay, so for those of you that follow me every week, if you haven't had a chance to have a question answered yet, hopefully you'll have an opportunity tonight. And if you want a deeper conversation, if you want an hour of my undivided attention, we have links at the bottom of this video that my dear friend Lacey will post for us. We have 50% off readings for the month of November. So you can come in for an intuitive life guidance reading. You can come in for a mediumship reading, depending on what your need is, what your desire is. Mediumship is a powerful tool for healing. It can help us reconcile some of the pain and suffering and unanswered questions we might have in a relationship with a loved one that's crossed over. Mediumship is not the whole thing. It's just meant to be a tool that helps facilitate the opportunity to move into a place of forgiveness, of understanding, acceptance, and integration, and using grief as a way of going deeper into love for ourselves so we can heal, right? And ultimately, that's what we're all here to do, is to feel better, is to heal, is to develop a life that we truly love. And so mediumship can be a powerful tool for creating that space of forgiveness and connection and integration of grief, and ultimately love, learning to channel love and understand that we're all connected to universal intelligence, that love doesn't die, it just simply changes form. Okay. So I love mediumship for that. The intuitive life guidance is me tuning into your energy, being able to see into your life, kind of pinpoint where you might be blocked, where you're stuck, some of the fears that you're holding on to. Fear is only the everything that's blocking us. Okay. So it's the fear of making a mistake, or the fear of getting it wrong, or the fear that something bad will happen. This is the role of the mind, is to keep us safe. So, if you're not sure what to do, if you're stuck in self-doubt, it's because you're trying to use your reasoning mind to keep yourself safe, rather than listening to your intuition, to allow you to really make choices that open you up and expand you to your fullest potential. And of course, this is a process and a journey. Hi, everybody. Hi, Canada. Hi, Steffi. I see you. Okay, so again, the links for the readings are at the bottom. Feel free to check those out at the end. And I will start with the first question. Hi, Anna. I'm hoping to hear from Sam. Okay, so I'm glad that you asked that. So here's the thing. I want you to meditate on Sam. I can't guarantee that I can go and connect with a specific person, but I can tune into loved ones that have crossed over and see who wants to present themselves to you. Okay, so this is the more a cleaner way of doing mediumship work. Okay, because I obviously can't guarantee a specific person, but I can see if I can connect to see if someone wants to come through for you. So, and let me see who I have here for you in the spirit realm. Um, so, the first thing I feel is, I think I'm tuning more into you psychically, where there's like something left unsaid or undone between the two of you. And it feels like there was supposed to be a meeting, or there was supposed to be a conversation, and there was some kind of interruption in that you know f- time before you never saw him again, and so, or you haven't heard from him in a while. um it sounds like, I feel like this Sam person, there was something that they were supposed to give you, and something you were hoping to get from this person that you didn't get. And the only thing that I feel in the spirit realm is, Like it feels very nostalgic, and it feels like a missed opportunity between the two of you. And this person is saying, and I don't know if this is Sam, and perhaps you can verify this, Anne. Um, but it feels like a male presence that's saying, I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to do the things that we said we were going to do, and I want you to know that I'm still with you. I'm still around. I'm seeing. It looks like um, it looks like a park bench or something in front of a bunch of flowers, like sitting in almost like in a garden setting. I'm seeing kind of the two of you sitting together here, almost like a meeting place. And yeah, I feel like you're sitting on this bench by yourself, waiting for Sam to arrive. And I'm gonna ask if he has a specific message for you besides, "I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to connect or to have that to do what we said we were gonna do together." It's like to he wants you to carry on without him. He wants you to carry on and do the thing that you said you were both gonna do. It feels there's something about, something about moving to a different city or changing or relocating. He's like, "Go for it. Like, don't hold yourself back because I'm not around." You know? He wants you to keep living your life to the fullest, and just to reminding you that what you had was just as special for him as it is still for you. And, yeah, and whenever you go to that play area where there's this bench that I'm seeing, it's like there's like feels like there's like a gust of wind, and he's right there sitting beside you. I hope that's helpful. Yeah. Okay, next question. Hi, Lacey. What intuitive gifts am I being called to develop right now? Let's see. Hmm. Well, I mean, we just had a conversation about this, but I definitely feel the connection to the psychometry and picking up energy around objects. And it's something about using your sense of touch and being able to feel energy, whether it's either giving healing touch or receiving information through your hands. Um, that's where I feel like you're more apt to, your gifts are more apt to being, um, yeah, they're very keen in this area. I feel like your psychic abilities are also have heightened as well. I think that's true for a lot of people in this shift between, Pluto moving into Aquarius, as we've been talking about. So I feel like paying attention to your dreams, writing them out. Like I'm seeing your hands a lot. So to objects and feeling things and touching things and getting information from your hands, even using your hands for muscle testing is good, because you'll feel a lot of energy. You'll feel more than just yes or no. You'll feel a lot of that energy coming through your hands as you develop this sense of touch and the sixth sense through your ability to feel and heal as well using your hands. I hope that's helpful. You're welcome. You're welcome. Have we heard from Anne? Doesn't have any confirmation. You're welcome, Anne. Good. I hope that's meaningful to you. Okay, next question. Hi, Steffi. Nice to see you. The learning in my partnership as I have changed a lot. So would love to hear what you feel in this. You know, like, and I think we've talked about something like this before in terms of like boundaries, right? So, you know, I feel like your partner supports you even if he doesn't fully understand you. like there you have this space with him. Like he's a very solid, very loyal presence, but also kind of like set in his ways, set in his beliefs and so on. And I feel like he's kind of immovable in this way. Um, And I think there are times where you feel a bit sad about this, and you feel a little like you're not getting your needs met fully in the connection of this partnership because you've evolved so much. And this is normal. Like as we grow, as we evolve, as we come online and we start to develop our intuitive gifts and we start to expand, whether it's, through your own personal development or your own practice or whatever journey you're on to connecting with your higher self, this is going to shift our level of consciousness and our ability to be able to see, to be in certain relationships, right? If you are becoming more attuned to your own energies, more sensitive, more awake, awakened is a term we use so often. I feel like it loses its luster, but the more we come online and we start to feel ourselves and we start to, be more sensitive to our energy, the less tolerable the dense energies of people who are not working on themselves become, right? And so this can be tricky in partnerships when one person is getting super conscious and super spiritual and super awake, and the other person is kind of just kind of sitting there going, I see what you're doing, but I'm not going to join you. So I feel like, there is still a good connection there. It's just a matter of communication and, expressing your needs. And, it feels like there's like a comfortable space between the two of you right now. Even though it does make you sad at times, I think there's an opportunity to talk to your partner about some of the changes that you're experiencing and maybe inviting him into a conversation about your practices. I feel like he's very set in his ways. It's almost like if it's making you happy, great, but, like leave me alone type of thing. But I feel like if you shared with him how important this is to you, for him to be a part of it, then you might have some you're going to have some more opportunity for growth in your partnership, Steffi. I hope that's helpful. Okay, next question. Hi, everybody. Hey, Trista. Not sure if you can answer this. Any insight on how to balance hormones or why an imbalance exists? I can answer this question. I love this question. Mhm. Okay, Trista, I'm going to just first tune into your physical body, and I'll tell you what I feel. I mean, in your particular case, yeah, I feel like there's always been some um, endocrine imbalance in your system. I think this is not a new struggle. It feels like it's something relatively new, and you're young to have this issue. I think part of the imbalance, I mean, the energetic. There's obviously a physiological reason, but the energetic reason is yeah, I really like, I feel like there's for me, it's like a disconnection in the relationship with your father. It's kind of like goes all the way back to early childhood and some, yeah, just a lot of a longing for the for his presence, for his emotional presence, for the bonding in the relationship with father. And so, I think that, um, that's kind of solidified in you, and it's keeping you off balance. There's like a overdeveloped masculine, not just hormonally, but also not just on a hormonal level, but also on a emotional, energetic level, and that goes for your emotional makeup. So something you've sort of unconsciously created in your body, and I think the balancing of this is leaning into the feminine. So leaning into more feminine energies, more feminine practices, which I feel like you're already doing. But like, I would use first of all, uh, I feel like you need more, like, I'm just going to tell you what I hear, and then you can use it. Hopefully, it's useful for you. But I feel like you need more iodine or salt mineral in your diet, um, and the other thing I'm hearing is rose oil, primrose, actually, to be specific, and yeah, and just more like somatic work. So, like getting into your body and letting go of the pain around your relationship with your dad, the relationship with the masculine is really going to help you balance out your emotional makeup. And that's going to have a physiological effect in the body. Okay, so try those things. Try leaning more into the feminine, maybe journaling a little bit about your relationship with your dad so you can sort of let it out on paper, get like actual pen to paper, and letting yourself feel it, and learning to soften. The softening is going to help you balance that out. I hope that's helpful, Trista. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. You are so wonderful and always helpful and so true what you said. Love your shares and wisdom and more. Thank you. And I love that you're Canadian too. Thanks for watching, Steffi. Thank you for your questions. Good. Let me know how it goes. Great, Trista. I love that. And get into that relationship with dad, and really go into it internally, and let me know how it goes. Okay, come back next week, or you can book a reading so we can go deeper. Thanks, Krista. Thanks for asking. Next question. Hi, Allison. I would love any guidance that comes through for me. Okay. I feel like I know you. Do we know each other? This is a very familiar energy. Do you have a mom in the spirit realm? Let me know if you do. There's a mother energy here present, that's coming in with like just a lot of grief and a lot of. It's almost like she's coming in with an apology, or coming in with like a lot of sadness, and about the way that. Okay, good. So I think it's your mom is here. I think she's like. Uh, Yeah, she's really acknowledging, um maybe close the crowd. Oh, gotcha. Um, I mean, this close, if it's not her, it's your grandma. It's like she's kind of like, maybe I'm tuning into your actual physical mom, who's like, she's like, it feels like she's checking out, there's a lot of acknowledgement. It's almost like, she made your life really difficult. She made your life super difficult, very challenging. There's an acknowledgement that you didn't feel safe in her presence, and that you didn't feel taken care of or nurtured. I'm getting flooded with goosebumps. So this is, she really wants you to know. um, and I think it's your grandma and mom. It's like almost like a generational thing that's coming through. Um, yeah. So mom, grandma, but this is like a long line of just really, yeah. The message here for you is to really kind of heal your own feminine and your own relationship to the lineage that you came from, this like, very difficult, um uh yeah, it just feels like torture almost. I say this delicately and with respect, but it feels like it was a really hard time with your mom. It was a really hard time with your grandma. And it's like it kind of just goes down the line, and I think it's made you sort of question yourself a lot and doubt yourself a lot, your own lovability, your own, throughout the course of your life. And so, I think that the guidance here is to really honor yourself and to, acknowledge that you are worthy of love and that you weren't a mistake, you weren't an accident. There's some kind of language around that too, that it was. Yeah, okay. So this is what I'm hearing, or at least feeling from you. And so, like you are, yeah. So you weren't a mistake. You were worried. You were meant to be here. You're meant to be here. And Allison, I feel like you made a huge departure from your upbringing. Like you kind of just packed up your energetic bags and said, I'm out of here. I'm going to go do something completely different with my life. And I feel like you have a lot of personal power. And this is, and this is something that you struggle with because I feel like you can achieve big things, but deep down inside, there's a little part of you that's afraid of, perhaps how you'll be received or how you'll be interpreted or how you'll be, um, whether you'll be accepted by other people. I feel like you deal with like jealousy and things like that. So, lots of information is coming through for you, Allison. It's like, it's just like, blah, blah, blah. And so, and literally that's what it's like sometimes when I make very clear connections. So, I think, um, yeah, there's a lot of work to do around mom and grandma and the whole like lineage of the feminine, all the females in your family, and sort of disinheriting, these very self-destructive beliefs about your worthiness and your value, so that you can just really learn to love and accept yourself exactly as you are, without having to prove yourself, without having to like overdo things or overgive or overextend. You know, like you're worthy of love just for breathing, just for being here. You don't have to do anything uh, um, special to earn it. And I feel like you've had to really prove yourself and stand out in order to feel lovable or feel recognizable. And so this is a conversation that you need to have with yourself, with your inner child, and really learning to embrace that part of you and see yourself as innocent. That's kind of like the message, I think, if I were to sort of, you know, bundle it all up for you, I would say this is like a return to innocence, for you. It's a return to innocence. Relax, play, enjoy, relate to yourself as a child, the innocence of the child that's still intact. That's the thing about us humans. We're so incredibly resilient that no matter what happens to us, like there's still that, there's still that part of you deep down inside or the part of each of us deep down inside that remains untouchable. It's kind of like our inner peace. Yes, I can feel that you're exhausted. So it's time to just like stop trying to make things happen, stop trying to earn love, stop trying to make your relationships work, and just give yourself permission to receive. And it's really important. I hope that's helpful. Good. Big hearts to you too. Just give yourself permission to receive, and ask. You can advocate for your needs and tell people how you feel and be transparent about what your needs are, and watch how you have people in your life that actually really want to support you. You have people in your life that are there for you, that are ready to that want to see you succeed. You do. I feel like you have a good small circle of people that you can lean into. So really just embrace that and enjoy, being present and receiving. Okay. That's what's really, you're kind of in this phase now where you just need to take a little break and receive. Okay. I hope that's helpful, Allison. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome so much. Thank you for being here. Okay, Lacey, I'll take the next question. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Sabrina. My mother passed away last Christmas. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss. I do feel her constantly and I feel her expandedness. Sometimes I don't trust what I see and feel. So if this reaches you, would love to tap in. Okay, great. I love that you framed this question in this way, Rachel, because our loved ones want to talk to us. You know, I was just talking to Lacey about this before we came on live, and she's right there, and she's like around you in your space. You probably feel her the most when you're in your living room. There's something about the fireplace. Um, there's like a warmth to this person and this her love for you. Um, it's interesting because I feel like you are doubting your abilities to because you're in your mind about it, trying to make sense of what you experience. And so my guidance here would be to really just trust your heart and trust what you feel. If it feels like your mom, it is your mom. The next time you meditate, I feel like you're a person that meditates. So the next time you sit and in one of your practices, you can visualize your mom and ask her to come forward, or you can just invite her in and see if she has a message for you, see if she has something um, specifically that she wants to share with you. Let me see if I can tune into her specifically and see if there's any messages here for you tonight, Rachel. I see an image of your mom kind of like putting her arms around you, like from behind. It's almost like you're sitting down in a chair in front of a mirror and she's right behind you. I don't know, she's tying a necklace or like pulling your hair back or something. And she's like putting her arms around you, like she's so proud, like she's leaning in and like going like this, like she's so proud of you. And Yeah, I see a woman with dark, wavy hair. Um, and she's smiling, beaming with pride, saying something about a book. I don't know if you're writing a book or if you're thinking about writing a book. And Rachel, if you can confirm any of this, that would be great. Um, to give her morphine, my siblings. Life was, oh. Um, okay, let me stay with what I have, and I'll answer that question in a moment. Um, I don't know. It seems like you're doing some writing, and she's proud of you. Um, I have a show that we're taking out to network soon. Okay, good. So I see that you're writing stuff. Maybe you're writing scripts. So she's really, really proud of you. I don't feel Oh, okay, good. I don't feel like she feels that you killed her at all. Like that's not she doesn't feel that way. Okay. So first of all, just to get let everybody off the hook, if any of you feel like your loved ones might be cross with you or resentful or angry and so on, this doesn't happen. Okay. So, when we cross over what also dissolves is the ego, right? So there's no ill will, there's no anger, there's no lack of forgiveness. Your mom wants to acknowledge that you did what you needed to do and that it was absolutely draining you and absolute like hell for you um to watch her in that state and to keep and for her to be in that state. I want to just absolve you of any kind of stress around this or any kind of self-condemnation. Your siblings are projecting their own like uh grief. And when people are not dealing with their grief and it becomes trapped in their bodies, we can get angry, we can get bitter, we can get resentful. And so they're projecting that onto you because they haven't fully gotten complete with mom. It's interesting because you were the one that was there for her. And I feel like you were the like caregiver for a long time. And so she wants to acknowledge you for um You're welcome for just being there for her and for being the voice of reason. I feel like you were the only reasonable one. Like you were the one that's saying, like, look, this is not human what she's going through, and so you made that decision on her behalf. And it's interesting because she came to you. Um, I was nobody else was there that often. Yeah. So yeah, like as I said, you were the primary caretaker. I feel like her higher self was kind of connecting with your higher self, saying, like, please let me go. Please let me go. I just got shivers when I said that. Please let me go. And just let me, I just want to have peace. I feel like she suffered for a really long time. And so, yeah, she just wanted to be at peace again. Um, Good, good. So she's here and she's connecting with you. And I don't know if you're sitting in the living room now in front of the fireplace, but I keep getting this image um, of you in this living room. And there's this like white couch or like beige couch or something, and she's right there with you, just saying like it's okay, like let it go. And here's the thing about your siblings. I want to say this just to wrap up. Um, you know, they know internally that they didn't show up fully for your mom. They know that they're incomplete with it's kind of like when you have self-doubt and that and you feel insecure about how you behaved in a certain situation, and then the situation, results in a tragic loss or a tragic outcome. You're kind of like they're blaming that person, so they're projecting onto you their own sort of feelings of the rage they have against themselves for not fully being there. They feel shame. And so, I feel like you get the brunt of it quite a bit with your brothers. So, some taking some space and setting some boundaries and just kind of walking away when the conversation gets toxic, to just really just say, you know what? Like, I'm not participating in this conversation. I'm not going to allow you to speak to me in this way. Okay. I feel like you really need to set some boundaries, and not just with your brothers, but I feel like with men in general. So there's some messaging there from your mom as well. Okay, good. So, just, it's like, don't answer the phone. Don't, make yourself unavailable. Focus on your own life. I feel like the writing is going to do well. In fact, now that your mom's in the spirit realm and she's kind of hugging you and telling you how proud she is of you, that kind of feels like a foreshadowing. So it's almost like, you know, it's almost like you're, I don't know if you're winning an award or you're getting something published, or like there's like a congratulations, for you. And so I feel like now that she's in the spirit realm, a lot of energy has been freed up so that you can focus on what you're doing. And she's there to support you and guide you and drop little hints and just remind you that you're loved and that you're on the right path. So you feel her presence. And when, like I said, when you close your eyes and really just, invite her in, she's right there. And so I want you to trust yourself and, and really just accept that she's there for you, and that that you didn't do anything wrong. She knows you did the best you could and you made the right choice. I hope that's helpful. More water. I'll be right back. Okay. Hi, Emily. May I have a reading from my guides about what I need to be doing the most or know the most right now? This is an interesting question. Let me see if I can sort of move through the wording of this question. Hmm. I think it's the opposite. I think that's why this question is not really landing for me. It's like, I feel like your guides are saying do less, like stop trying to figure it out. And really just let things unfold. I feel like there's a lot of like, um, yeah, there's a lot of time being spent in your head ruminating, a lot of ruminating thoughts about what should I do? Is this the right thing? Is this and spending more time alone in your own energy. Emily, I feel like I've given you this message before. Now it's just feeling familiar. And maybe I've just heard it before. So, I feel like it's time for you to learn how to sit in your own energy and really like trust what you already know. Okay. And what you already feel drawn to. I feel like you already have some good insights. Um, and Okay, well, that's a more specific question. So, this is why I'm seeing you kind of still and going inwards. So, if you feel like your solar plexus chakra has been feeling blocked, I would do some breathing. It's just some light breath work. So, sitting, not just sitting in meditation, like just to meditate with the mind, but actually allowing your entire body and your entire nervous system to relax by doing some deep diaphragmatic breaths. So big belly breathing will open up the solar plexus and will start to put you into relax and digest mode. Okay. So breathe in, belly out to its maximum. Exhale, let the belly drop naturally. Your guides are saying go inwards. It's not like try to learn something new or understand it with your mind. You're trying to understand it with your mind. You need to drop into your body and feel into your belly and process some grief. There's a lot of grief there and unresolved emotions around fear. So it's just very deep fear that like again, that's connected to the mind. And so the mind is feeding the body, saying, I don't know what to do. Am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? That kind of thing. So deep belly breathing. In fact, I want you to, okay, so this is what I was just about to say. I want you to lie down in your bed, like you don't have to breathe sitting up or in a meditation position. You can lie down in your bed. It's kind of like a child-like thing, like returning to innocence. Lie down on your bed, put your hand on your belly, okay, and breathe in, belly out, exhale, let the belly drop naturally, and keep your hand on your abdomen, okay, because that will warm you up. It'll get it'll open up the blood vessels and you'll start to feel warmer in your body and you'll start to open up your solar plexus as well. And really, the breathwork will help you release emotion. Okay. And before you do this practice, you can set an intention saying, I'm open to feeling the full range of my emotions and meeting them with compassion and non-judgment. I invite, in any guidance, any messages that I need to receive at this time. Okay. So try that practice and let me know how it goes. Thank you, Emily. Hey, Jennifer, how are you tonight? Hello, is there a specific guide that's working with me right now? And are there any messages from them? Let me see if there's a specific guide. Okay, as soon as I closed my eyes, the first thing I heard was Aaron, Aaron. Aaron or Aran, Aran, something like that. So I don't know if this is a word or a name of someone but I would maybe research that and see what this name means or what it means for you in terms of your guides. And let me see what there are any specific messages. It's interesting because I see it's like a group of people, almost like a family around a table. It's like it feels like a community gathering or something like that. I don't know if you've been invited to something or there's something that you attend. maybe like a religious thing or a celebration thing. But the message is to go, is to attend. And I see you sitting at this round table with all of these people. And it feels ancestral. It feels like there's this, like, oh my God, it's kinfolk. Okay. Well, maybe this is your kinfolk sitting around the table. It feels like an ancestral thing, like there's a round table, and it feels like you're sitting at this table, and I feel like there's a literal event. Um, uh, and so I, oh, okay. Well, good. That could be it. But it's also like this has a spiritual meaning to it as well. So sitting at a table with these people, being in community, it's a celebration, and there is a place here for you. There's a place here for you where you're sort of welcome at the table. I think deep down inside, you're not sure about your own sense of belonging and sense of connection and sense of like, am I in the right place at the right time doing the right thing? And so I feel like you're supposed to be here. And I would look up the name Aaron. I'm very curious to see if this has resonance for you. It kind of feels like a male ancestor or a male guide that's with you. And I would, yeah, go to the party, start by, and I feel like I've given you this message before about going out and being in community, and being forced to sell my house. So there's a lot of upset right now. Gotcha. Yeah. So there's something about being in this community and leaning into it where you're going to feel there's going to be a sense of support for you. Okay. And I think there's more support available if you start asking and if you start talking about what your needs are and start, sharing and sort of asking for support. I think you'll be I think you're going to be surprised in terms of the people that sort of rally around you. And again, look up the name Aaron because I keep hearing it. And let me know how that works out for you, Jennifer. Thank you. I hope that's helpful. Hi, last opus. Hello, Sabrina. I am feeling restless, like being pulled towards something new for work or life. Any insight may be helpful. Okay. You're welcome, Jennifer. Come back next week and let me know how it goes, how it's going. Okay, last opus. Here I am connecting with you. The first thing I want to say is that we're all feeling a little bit restless right now. I think it's kind of like in the collective. And I think, when I tune into you specifically, there is a desire to do something bigger, and a desire to live in a bigger way, in a more expansive way. Actually, there's a desire for more space too. So, yeah, like for whatever reason, I'm seeing you by the lake or by the water, or just an open landscape, like kind of getting out of where you are and going into something. Maybe this is a trip you should take and just a time of retreat so you can go and really sit with yourself and think about what you want to manifest in your life and what you want to create in your life. There's a real burning desire to sort of get out of your limitations, and it can be physical limitations like the size of your home and the sort of the the way that you live. But I think it's our internal landscape creates our external circumstances. So the belief system is dictating your circumstances. And so I think that there is also a deep calling that you have at this time to sort of expand your belief in terms of what's possible for you. And there's a big change coming. So and that's headed your way. Like I said, I see you on this sort of open landscape and getting out into nature and being around water. I don't know if there's an opportunity for you. If this is something that's near where you live, But it's a place that you have access to, that you can go to and really kind of be in this expansive setting and feel yourself be called into something that's more powerful. Even your job, the work that you're doing is not utilizing all of your skills. And so, I would take that trip to the water, that just the desire to be there, and just kind of focus on, you know, like, what do I really want in my life? There you go. So, and I see you there. Like, there's a real strong desire for this big open landscape and to get out of your limited circumstances. I even think, it's interesting because when we think about living bigger, sometimes we think about like having more, but it's actually the opposite in your case. It's about simplifying and having less, maybe even living more simply. Maybe you're thinking about living more simply, or just, sorry. There you go. I'm back. So just living more simply and just being closer to nature, closer to um, yeah, even doing something that's like remote, but still gives you access to, like your work is expanding, but it's not necessarily, it's keeping you confined. It's like it's almost like a remote work or something that you're doing. Um, yeah, something about simplifying room to set up homes for homeless veterans. Interesting. Okay. So maybe this is what I'm seeing. This is the simplification of your life, and, being in this room, and being in the, being of service, and, doing things that are meaningful to you, and opening up your heart to, yeah, good. So the remote work is good. And continuing to do it that way, and continuing to honor your desire to be of service, your desire to help others. That's, you're on the right track. So listen, because your inner guide is directing you to where you need to be. And there is a bigger opportunity coming down, the road, with this job that you're doing. So, um, yeah, I want to say that it's like, yeah, there's just like a bigger community that's opening up around you. So, but it's going to come to you. So you don't have to look for it. You're not going to have to work to find this. It's going to kind of fall into your lap. Okay. It's coming. Like, I would say, I'm not great with timelines, because we can collapse timelines anytime we want, but debate, based on our belief system and what we feel is possible, and our ability to embody our, the vision we have for our life. So just stay in the clear visualization of how you want to live. You already know what you want. You already know where you want to be and how you want to feel. Just stay in that practice, and you'll watch things move really quickly. Okay. I hope that was helpful. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Hi, Newfie. I did an experiment since February. I had 4 soulmate drawings done by psychics. Oh, good for you. I wanted to see if they drew the same person, all different, but 2 pics resonate with me: pure entertainment or accurate. I mean, I love this question. Thank you for bringing in the levity. So here's the thing. We are all soulmates. Every single one of us, is a soulmate. We're all here at this time, together at this time, interacting with each other. Everybody here on this call, all of us, we're all part of that same collective consciousness. Okay, so you can have, I don't know about the accuracy or proficiency of the psychics doing soulmate drawings. I've seen these advertisements myself. I think it really just, it could be all of them. It could be all of them, or it could be none of them. I think that your soulmate is a vibrational match for where you are in your current phase of evolution. And so it's less about what she looks like on the external, but more about recognizing the energy when you meet it. Right. And so I would focus more on not looking for the person that looks like that, but feeling into the possibility of being connected with the person that's really going to help you grow and evolve and expand into that experience of deep love that you're looking for. I know there's a real longing to connect romantically, physically, intimately with someone. I can feel that. I can feel the desire for that connection. You're not alone. This is very human. We all feel the deep desire to connect on an intimate level with a person, to be seen, to be recognized, to be understood, to be witnessed by someone that loves us. And so I would really feel into that and create your own drawing of what it feels like and embody that. And then let yourself be surprised, let go. Because the thing about the soulmate drawing, and what I don't like about it, is it creates this idea, this preconceived notion of what this person is supposed to look like. And as soon as we have a preconceived notion, guess what? We have an attachment, right? And then we get disappointed and we start to all of a sudden our view becomes more myopic. We're not open to the realm of infinite possibilities anymore. So my advice to you would be to really just kind of tune into your heart, start doing the work. Like, I am lovable, I am desirable, I am attractive. There is someone out there for me. She's coming into my world. I'm ready to receive her. Start doing that type of work, and that will help you draw the person that you're supposed to be with. The soulmate can be, a person that's going to journey with you for a certain period of time. It's not, again, doesn't have to be a forever person, right? So soulmates are here to help us grow and expand and learn and love ourselves more fully. That's what a soulmate is for. Good. Detachment is where I would put my focus, but don't not care. Okay. So detachment, I like non-attachment better than detachment. Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, everybody's looking for that. Everyone's looking for that experience of like, wow, my mind is blown. I've been looking for this person my whole life. I can feel it in my body. It resonates for me. But what I'm saying to you is that there's many people that can fit this description throughout the course of your life at different phases of your journey, because the person that comes in is always going to mirror exactly where you are, exactly what you need to learn about yourself, your life, your process of healing. And then that relationship is either going to continue to evolve, together, or it will complete. So don't look for anybody. Start becoming the love that you want. Feel that internally. Start loving yourself. Start being love, and love will find you. Okay, and then let yourself be surprised. It might look something like something completely different. Thank you for asking. Okay. I will take, hi, everybody. Maybe Lacey will do one more question and then we'll call it a day. Hi, Wanda. Is it okay to just step back into nothingness until a feeling of loving energy pops up? Not only is it okay, I love this question. Not only is it okay, I highly recommend it. And so stepping into it, again, it depends on your terminology and how you're relating to these terms, but stepping into nothingness, there's never nothing going on, right? So if we actually step out of the mind and out of our conditioning and out of fear and go into that place of inner stillness, but through meditation and tuning into our own inner knowing, tuning into our own inner landscape, as I've been talking about, and I talk about this every week, as you lean back and let go and eventually detach from all of your longings and preferences and the things that we sort of cling to, eventually all we feel is love, right? Because love is all there is, right? And I had this experience, I can relate to this personally, and I feel like this is resonating for you, Wanda, so please confirm. But The first time I ever did a Vipassana retreat, which is a 10-day meditation course where you take a vow of silence and you meditate throughout the day. And there's no talking and there's no eye contact, and it's just you and your stuff. It's just you and your own inner life. And it's through the letting go and just, letting go of all the comforts of your home and the need to connect with others, and the need to receive validation, and the need for external stimuli, and all of that stuff is gone, and it's just you and your own inner being. And let me tell you, by the end of that 10 days, I felt the most tremendous wave of unconditional love emerge through me. You're welcome. Let me know how Vipassana goes. It's Vipassana. Go do your first 10-day retreat. You're going to love it. That's why I'm telling you this story. I'm actually flooded with goosebumps just talking to you about it. I miss those days. So go do one, and you'll see how what I'm talking about is so real. Just letting go and leaning in and just trusting. That's where you're going to experience that. Good. Beautiful. Good. You're welcome. You're welcome. Wonderful. Thank you all for being here with me tonight. I had such a connective, beautiful, heartfelt time with all of you. Thank you for those of you that asked questions. Thank you for trusting me with your heart, with your suffering, with your doubts and your fears. I consider it an honor and a privilege to guide you, to be of service in this way. I love every single one of you. Thank you for joining me here every week. Come back next Wednesday at 5 p.m. I will be here for another Oracle hour. And yeah, if you didn't have a chance to get your question answered, you can always come in and answer your question. Type your question in the comment section so I can get to it first. And for those that want a one-on-one with me, you can go to the link that Lacey just posted. If you want an hour of my undivided attention, you can book a reading. I am doing a special for the month of November. 50% off intuitive readings, life guidance readings, and 50% off mediumship readings as well. So be sure to use the coupon codes that Lacey's posting at checkout when you're purchasing the readings. And for those of you that feel called to help other people, if you want to do this work, if you want to hold space, if you're someone who is considering perhaps a career in the healing arts and you want to learn how to develop your skills so you can guide others, I am taking applications for my one-to-one facilitator training program. That's available on my website, and we have a group class coming up soon in next year, February 2025. So stay tuned for that. I will be back next Wednesday to be here with you all. Again, thank you again. And if you're new here and you like my content, don't forget to subscribe. Come back next week and bring your friends. I love you all. Have a good night.